Good morning, Mosquito ISD family. Here's the Rivera Board recap for the board meeting held on March the 6th, 2023. So I know I'm going to give you a warning. It's going to be a little bit longer video than usual, but there's a lot of that was approved last night at the board meeting. I'm going to start with the administrative appointments. We had two administrative appointments. Tracy Curtis, which formerly was interim principal of Fraser Middle School, now becomes the permanent principal of Fraser Middle School. Ms. Curtis has 29 years of experience in the field of education. She's been a principal before, an assistant principal. She will do an amazing job leading this middle school. The next one is a new position to Mosquito ISD. Many of you had heard through Proposition A that we were going to increase safety and security updates to the district, and that includes our new director of safety and security that was approved last night, Jeffrey Moore. Jeffrey is a Florida resident currently, but he'll be shortly moving to Texas. He's got law enforcement experience. He's worked in school districts as an SRO and sheriff. And so he has a lot of experience that's going to help us build this department from the ground up. So we're excited to have Jeffrey Moore as our director of safety and security. Other things that were addressed last night in the board, we had an effectiveness report by Advanced Academics. Mr. Weeks presented that report. We also had a report by Technical Services, an update on ESSER. As you all know, we're in our second and going into our last year of ESSER funds. And so we had a report that tracks the student progress. If you have time, go back and watch it as you see how effective the expenditures of ESSER are being in addressing our student learning. And then we had a very interesting report by Dr. Fields that addresses the teacher morale study. We had collected some survey data from you, and we also collected some qualitative data through a focus group comprised of 81 teachers in the district. And so Dr. Fields presented the information there. Some of that feedback was actually used to include some aspects in the calendar, however controversial that is, and also created the direction for 3 special committees. They're going to be working on rectifying PLC, PL, and planning. So we look forward to what those committees comprise of teachers, administrators, and some central office will recommend as we move forward. The next item that I know you want to hear about is the calendar. And so I want to thank everyone that sent us feedback on the calendar through email this past weekend, or participated in a focus group, or just participated in a survey. Hopefully everyone that reached out through email got a response, got their concern addressed, or at least an explanation about why it was proposed that way. I also want to remind everyone watching that when we venture on creating a calendar for the 23-24 school year, we did so by exploring all possibilities, and yes, including the 4-day instructional week. Therefore, the calendar that you saw presented by Ms. Job last night includes all the major points given to us by staff and community on all previous discussions. I also want to point out that it is completely impossible to meet all individual situations when constructing a calendar. So we know that 100% satisfaction was not achieved last night. However, we do know that this calendar honors teacher time outside of the school, planning time, work-life balance, and offers breaks never seen before in Mosquito ISD. So we know that we have some work to do. We're going to try this calendar this year, and then we will see what adjustments need to be made and continue to try to build a calendar that best suits our Mosquito ISD family. The next topic that I wanted to talk about that was addressed last night as well was teacher compensation. As you remember, during the Vader or Proposition A campaign, I made some assurances to teachers that we would prioritize their compensation along with non-professional staff. And of course, safety and security upgrades previously discussed in the naming of the Director of Safety and Security. What you saw last night from Dr. Hensley in a salary schedule that starts competitively and also rewards teachers for experience, something that many districts around us do not do. In addition, I want to assure the teachers that this increase will be felt entirely because the district has gone on a self-funded health benefit plan, and we will keep employee premiums fixed. So for the first time in a very long time, your raise would actually be felt in your take-home pay. This is a huge commitment by our Board of Trustees to venture out on a self-funded solution to benefit our entire Mesquite ISD staff. I also heard from other teachers about concerns with the one-time lump sum payment. This is why we already incorporated the payment into the salary calculations, so it counts for retirement and is actually taxed at a better rate. In addition, this plan also acknowledges the hard work that occurs in our special education classroom and self-contained classrooms, while also accounting for a bilingual increase of an additional $1,000. I want to also mention that this does not discount all the other positions that work very hard in Mesquite ISD to make sure that all the kids' needs are met. We're also going to conduct a salary study this year so we can continue to adjust the pay in accordance with the work that is being done. So we're not going to stop here, but we had to make some concessions and we had to prioritize in terms of what we'd address. We also approved the method of construction for the welding lab at Mesquite High School, and we are starting to make consideration for our Mesquite Health Clinic that we will renovate and to the benefit of our staff. I know this video is long today. There was a lot of things to cover. As always, excellence always. Signing off.